Buenos días. Me llamo Darian George. Soy de un estado que se llama Illinois. En un pueblito se llama Rockford. Si tú no puedes entenderme, es porque tú no hablas como yo. Entonces, hoy, alright, enough with that. Now, people always ask me, Darian, how did you learn Spanish? What methods did you use to help your Spanish? There's this idea that because I've lived in Latin America that I learned Spanish. And mind you, let me give you my background really quickly. I taught in Honduras for 2 years. I taught in the Dominican Republic for a year, and I also did a 6-week study abroad in Costa Rica about 6 years ago. Now, when I moved to Costa Rica, I spoke minimum Spanish. Like I knew hola, cómo está, y dónde está el baño. Now, people will assume that just by virtue of living in Latin America that you will learn how to speak Spanish. Now, that is not true at all. That's like saying just because you have a gym membership that you'll get in shape. So this is what I use. I use learning Spanish like crazy. I do want to go over, I believe, 5 reasons why you too should use learning Spanish like crazy. Reason number 1, it helps you develop the ear for Spanish. This is what you call like the call and response, the listen and reply method. A lot of people tell me this, well, I understand it, I just can't speak it. Or I can read it and write it, but I can't speak it. Guess what? You can't speak it. But the whole point of communicating is to communicate. People don't walk around in English, say, hey, wait 1 second, let me write this down. It would just be weird. So Spanish sounds like it's spoken in cursive, like the words just run together. So if you don't understand what people are saying, for the longest, I never heard hermano, always heard mano. And I'm like, why do they keep on saying hand? I'm so confused. And then one day I heard the hermano. And that's when I was like, oh, that's a whole word. It's very difficult because the words do run together. And if you don't have the ear for it. So that's one thing that learning Spanish like crazy does for you. It helps you develop the ear for it by doing the listen and reply, the call and respond. All right, reason number 2. They give you usable Spanish. They give you scenarios for everyday common things like ordering coffee at a restaurant, how to check in at a hotel, how to call a cab. I use another program, once again I won't say the name of it, and they taught me stuff like the boy runs down the street. El niño corre. Listen, I have not said the boy runs down the street since I started speaking Spanish. They say something like the horse is underneath the airplane. No one says that. Why are we learning these things, okay? Reason number 3, it's only 30 minutes a day. Now, again, I did a different program where I was dedicating maybe 2 to 3 hours per day. And I don't even have a lot of time on my hands, but I really was desperate to learn Spanish. And so I was studying, and I didn't learn anything. And so this is only 30 minutes, roughly 25 to 30 minutes, depending on it. This is something you can do during your morning commute, on your way back home, if you're doing cardio at the gym. I've done it while I'm on the Stairmaster. People look at me like I'm crazy. I don't care. I'm learning Spanish, okay? Reason number 4, he uses authentic Latin Americans, like people from Colombia, people from Venezuela, people from the DR. You're not going to get that 1960s Spain Spanish, hola, ¿cómo está? Usted. No one says that ever. Like, you'll look just silly if you do that. I remember like not understanding the commercials at all, and the only thing I understood was the product. They'd be like, nuevo sabor el refresco, Coca-Cola. All right, they're not going to teach you that type of Spanish. You won't sound like a news broadcaster. It's actually going to be authentic Spanish. Now, it's not going to be street Spanish. It's not going to be like Dominican, like que lo que dímelo, stuff like that. No, it's not going to be hood Spanish, but it will be more authentic stuff that's usable. They'll teach you the difference between the formal and the informal tenses. All right, and I would say reason number 5, this is extremely affordable. This program is for $97, and it gives you a lot is included. I was able to use it. You get through a lot of lessons. For $97, that's like what? A round of drinks in Chicago. $97, that's like 50% of some Jordans. So just think about it. Just don't buy Jordans, and you can have learning Spanish like crazy. This is not a huge investment. For $97, we're talking about a program that actually works. So that is my review for learning Spanish like crazy. I am Darian George, signing off. I give it 5 stars. You guys have a wonderful day. Nos vemos.